All right, so today I want to talk about expectations. So, everyone has expectations, and specifically in relationships. So, basically, when you place an expectation upon someone to act a certain way, it's imperative that you communicate that to them. Um, because we don't all have the same expectations in relationships. And as a relationship becomes more important in your life, those expectations you place in those relationships become greater or have more weight. So, for example, like if you meet a stranger on the street, you might have some expectations of maybe acknowledging their presence or them to not kill you or follow the law. Um, but you really there's no real weight of those expectations until relationships become more important and that person becomes more important in your life until maybe um, it's family or friends or a lover, or even work colleagues to an extent. Although that relationship might be lower, there's still certain expectations you have with them that require a certain level of communication to take place to make sure that you both understand each other, because it's when one party has an expectation of the other party and that isn't clearly communicated that you start having issues. So really at the end of the day, the problem is, well, not the problem, but the solution is to just uh, have more communication in those relationships as they become more important in your life, to avoid this happening of where you expect something of someone and they don't meet those expectations, but it's on you to communicate your expectations and to navigate how the dynamic of that relationship works, and what you both agree on is like the the way the relationship takes place. Because if there's certain expectations and you both communicate them and come to some agreement on what this kind of dynamic and relationship looks like, then from there you can move forward constructively. But it's when there's expectations from either party that don't align or aren't communicated clearly to each other, and you start having conflict in the relationship. So, yeah, I feel like that has been an important one for me to realize, and it comes also along the lines of, it's related to like the changing as well, like wanting others to act in a certain way and expecting them to change. And it sort of ties in a bit with that about letting go of your expectations and allowing the other person in the relationship to just be themselves and accept them as they are, unconditionally. It's like that analogy of like seeing a wildflower and appreciating it as it is versus picking it and wanting to possess it and control it. But in the end of the day, by doing that, you're killing it. And I feel like that's a good analogy of um, expectations, of not not allowing your expectations to crowd out the other person from being their true self, and loving them as they are. Um, so yeah, that's something to ponder on today. I'll leave it at that.